What's up, everybody? This is your girl, Kelly Michelle, and you are here on Act Up, where we talk about different things that help us secure a healthy mindset in today's crazy world. Now, we have things going on around us, outside of us all of the time. But did you know that you are your own worst enemy by way of your thoughts if they're not put in check? So, before we jump in for today's episode, I want you to get comfortable, sit back and relax. Get out a pen and a pad if you need to. Take some notes on how we are going to focus on tuning into our mindset to make sure whatever is going on around us, that it does not affect who we are, that we don't take it in negatively if it's something that is not positive in our eyes. Okay. So, let's go ahead and jump right in. Before we get started, make sure you click like on this episode, share it for someone who can benefit from this type of talk. Every time we meet up, we talk about different subjects in relation to your mindset and how it applies. So today's topic is love hurts. Love hurts. Now, when we're thinking about the word love, um, sometimes that can be confusing because love can mean so many different things. And the definition of love, according to the dictionary, this is the just primary or first definition is an intense feeling of deep affection. And it's like the babies, how they feel, a baby being born, how they feel uh, for their parents, that type of love. You know, another definition is a great intense or of great interest and pleasure in something, like his love for football. Okay, love is also an action word to feel deep affection for someone. He loved his sister dearly, dearly. Another action way of saying it is like or enjoy very much. Like, I just love dancing. Okay. So the definition of love can be spread so far from one end to another of an idea. We really got to tune in to what we truly should be considering love, how it applies to us, and how we can put it out into the world. So here's another definition for love. It's an intense, deep affection for another person. It also means to feel this intense affection for someone. Love can also refer to a strong like for something or to like something a lot. Love has many other senses, both as a verb and a noun. Okay. And when we're looking at how to define love, here are some ways that people kind of break it down. Uh, one way is thinking as we, not me, when we're thinking about the word love. Somebody said spooning on a Sunday morning. Um, somebody says tackling the world as two people. Someone thinks that love is holding hands and feeling complete. Someone says when commitment is a privilege. You know, so everybody has their own definition of love. We have a standard definition of love, various ways that love can be presented. But we know that um, with all that being said, now you have to consider who has been taught love or experienced love. And then that dynamic has to come into, have they experienced it in a correct way so that they can give it to the person that they are encountering? Or have they experienced it in a toxic or inaccurate way that is going to be presented to someone else? Um, in a way that's gonna be a whole challenge. So this is gonna get deep. We're gonna get deep and into it today, um, because, you know, you all know me. You know I'm coming from a place where my parents were both married. They've been married, not both married. They've been married for, going on 60 years, and I never heard an argument in my household. I never heard one. My daddy is soft-spoken, and my mom, she's non-confrontational. She doesn't like, um, to make a scene or anything like that. She gets her point across, but she's not one that is, um, you know, having to have the last word. At least I thought, as a child, you're on the outside looking in pretty much when your parents are respectful enough to not uh, be involved in drama, whatever issues are going on in the house, to the point where it affects the child. So that's all fine and good, but now you have an issue where there is no experience with what is right and what is wrong, so to speak. No hands-on experience, no street smarts, if you will. Um, or just that straight up talk. This is what's right and what's wrong when you are, um, in a family, in a marriage. Okay, if we're going to take it there. Um, Now, let's read 1 Corinthians 13:4 through 8. In the Bible, it really gives us an idea of how we can apply the word to our lives and our choices, as we are growing. And the verses that we read are newly revealed to us every time we read and study them, which is the beauty of studying the Word. Um, the more we seek for the answers there, the more we are revealed the answers, and they are making our lives unfold to us in a way that we can understand what our ultimate goal is and how that applies to our life as a whole. So 1 Corinthians 13 verses 4 through 8 says, "Love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It's not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends. As for prophecies, they will pass away. As for tongues, they will cease. As for knowledge, it will pass away." So that right there is showing how many things in our lives will pass away, but that love will never pass away. Now, uh, John 14:6 says, Jesus said to him, "I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." Okay? So, what that does for me is that uh, ties it all together. Okay, I can try to find love in all the wrong places, or I can seek the Bible and its word and what God's purpose is for me and understand what is true love and what is not true love. So the Bible lets us know that God is love, and it lets us know that without God in our lives, without Jesus in our lives, and getting to know who He is and getting to know what He does for us, what He did for us, what He's going to continue to do for us, without that, we will be seeking in an empty manner for a void to be filled that will continue to be an open wound, continue to be wide open, because the only thing that can fill it is getting to know Jesus and getting closer to God and His purpose for our lives. So, looking at the definitions outside of the biblical uh, idea of it, it can almost confuse you. It can almost confuse you because why? People change. People change. And if you're trying to look for a person to be a certain way that fits into one of those definitions, or if you want to fit into one of those definitions, that in itself is not going to equate to the bigger picture, which is that God is love and He is the only one that can feel us. Okay. So, my topic is love hurts because uh, we understand that we're going to be hurt by various people that we think we love and they love us because we are human and we are set up to make mistakes. Okay. We're set up to disappoint. Why? Because we cannot get it twisted. We cannot get it twisted where we are focusing on mm, putting all of our hope and trust in an individual when we're referring to who loves us and who doesn't. We can't do that. We have to surrender to God. When we do that, we'll put our trust and our hope in Him, and that will pave the way for any relationships that we come across for us to be able to see what is true, what is closer related to what God's purpose is for us. And if it is something where the individual is doing things that are outside of what we know God's way is, we can separate ourselves from them. Now, sometimes it can be a child in the household, and that's an unfortunate situation. But a lot of times, God uses these situations for His glory, and you're going to come out even bigger as far as your impact than you could ever imagine if you're in a situation as a child where you are struggling with understanding what love is for you. So, this is where we come to when we are trying to define love. You have to understand that a lot of people that we're looking to love us, if we're getting married or if we're in a relationship or if we are married, as you evolve and grow and you change, getting to know God and getting closer to God is it's a necessity. Without it, every time you think that something is going well or that something is working out or something is going on, if God is not included in the picture, it's a false sense of accomplishment. And it will still leave an empty void. It'll still lead to confusion. It will lead to hurt if you do not know who you need to be looking to solve and answer all of your questions. Now, I do want to go over here uh, to Proverbs 27:6. It says, faithful are the wounds of a friend, profuse are the kisses of an enemy. That's deep. Think about that one. Comment, uh, you know, when you share it, speak on that. Elaborate on that for me. What are your thoughts regarding that verse? Okay. Now, if we look at Psalm 121, verses 1 through 8, I love Psalm. It's a beautiful, beautiful, uplifting messages. And it starts by saying, I lift up my eyes to the hills. From where does my help come? My help comes from the Lord, who made heaven and earth. He will not let your foot be moved. He who keeps you will not slumber. Behold, he who keeps Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is your keeper. The Lord is your shade on your right hand. The sun shall not strike you by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord will keep you from all evil. He will keep your life. The Lord will keep your going out and your coming in from this time forth and forevermore. That is so comforting to know that we can trust that the Lord will fight our battles. He will protect us. He will keep us. He's giving us that confidence, uh, those words, that fulfillment, and that sense of comfort that we seek outside of ourselves often. And when we do, um, a lot of times we are caught being disappointed because we're seeking for these things in people, and people are not equipped to keep their promises and to remain unchanged like God. So think about that. What do you think about that? How do you feel about the fact that sometimes we put too much effort into doing what other people are going to approve or disapprove of? We need to be focusing on how are we in God's eyes? How are we doing according to our purpose that God has for us? So again, love hurts. Love hurts. What do we mean by that? How does love hurt? Well, what is hurt? You got to go back to defining things and um, calling things what they are. Now you think about hurt, you got physical pain and you have emotional pain. So both of those things are uh, things that we don't want to have to deal with, right? Because it doesn't feel good, period. If it's emotional or if it's physical. But sometimes pain is necessary for correction, for correction. But just like with anything else, if we're looking to gain approval from anyone other than God, that pain can be used in an abusive manner, right? Oh, let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it. So nobody likes pain, but we need correction. We need correction. Second Corinthians chapter 1 verses 3 through 8 says, "Praise be to God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Father of compassion and the God of all comfort, who comforts us in all of our troubles, so that we can comfort those in any trouble with the comfort we ourselves receive from God. For just as we share abundantly in the sufferings of Christ, so also our comfort abounds through Christ. If we are distressed, it is for your comfort and salvation. If we are comforted, it is for your comfort, which produces in you patient endurance of the same sufferings we suffer. And our hope for you is firm, because we know that just as you share in our sufferings, so also you share in our comfort. We do not want to be uninformed, brothers and sisters, about the troubles we are experiencing in the province of Asia or in province of Asia. We were under great pressure, far beyond our ability to endure, so that we despaired of life itself. Now go back up to verse 6. If we are distressed, it is for your comfort and salvation. When we start trusting in God with our whole hearts, we understand that whatever pain we're going through, anything that we're going through is for us. You have to trust God to understand this. Because if you're not careful, if you are in pain or experience hardship or hurt, you're going to channel that hurt and that pain in the wrong way. You know, sometimes it's easier to blame God we want to blame someone when we're hurting, but it's easier to blame God sometimes. Why? Because we can't see him, you know. And we want to blame God when we're going through hurt and almost forget about God when things are going good. How is that, y'all? How is that? We need to understand that whatever we're going through, hurtful, hurting, good or bad, God understands. He knows. He is in the picture. He knows. He's allowing these things to happen for a reason. For a reason. Now, if we were near a fire, a flame, and we were uh, in a position where we didn't feel pain, we didn't sense, okay, we can get burnt right on up. Our hand can get burnt right on off without the pain to be like, ouch, and back up and run. Ow, let me shift. Let me move my hand. Let me do something different. This thing hurts. What I'm doing standing here by this flame with my hand right here by this flame is not working because I'm going to get hurt. Even if I got burnt a little bit with my hand there, let me move my hand so that I can be safe. Okay? We want to be safe. So these little things that are happening to us while we're here on earth, they're nowhere near the big picture. Okay? We would not be experiencing the things that we experience when we are children of God if we couldn't handle it. Every single thing that we have going on, God gives us a way out if we seek for it. Okay? We pray to God, get me out of this situation, Lord. I'm ready to surrender to you. This is too much. You know what I'm saying? We got to have a personal relationship with God, and we have to be open and honest with Him because He knows all and He sees all, but He wants us to come to Him. Now, when we're dealing with a family dynamic, that's why God created Adam and Eve. The family dynamic glorifies Him. It's easy to just be yourself and walk around and even, stay to yourself. Uh, and you can hide and lie and say you're not experiencing pain and not feeling anything. But when you have a whole family, okay, you are not able to be as discreet as you can if you are alone. So this whole family is bringing out the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay, how are you responding? What are you teaching? What are you speaking through all of the different dynamics of life with multiple people? Okay, around you, watching you. Are you speaking life? Are you glorifying God? Are you professing your faith and showing, not just talking, are you showing through the way that you walk and handle situations your love for God? I don't want to hear that why God let this happen, why God did this. Jesus, his only son, his only begotten son that he loved dearly, he allowed him to be tortured and crucified. That's the ultimate sacrifice to show love. So nothing that we're going through, okay, can be put out there as it's too much. And as a result of that, I'm going to do X, Y, Z. We have to understand everything that's happening is happening for a reason. So we need to understand that, yeah, love hurts when it's administered by someone who truly loves you. And then we have to understand that some people don't even know how to love you. Some people don't know how to love themselves, y'all. They don't know how to love themselves. So if you don't take anything else from this episode, take this. God is love, and continue to affirm your faith and to spread the goodness of God and what He has done for you by way of what you've been through in the past, what He brought you out from when you thought that it was over or thought that the worst thing that could have happened to you has happened. Profess and tell everybody how good God is, because whatever you're going through, God knows it. So, regardless of if love hurts or not, make sure that the love that you give is as closely related to the love that God shows us. Okay, well, we're not wanting anything in return. But if we are in a position where we can show someone something, show them Jesus through you. All right, that's it for us today, y'all. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk again soon. Peace out.